Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4. We'll presenting about the impacts of slums on the environment. So I'm INTAN MAYSHURA BINTI IBRAHIM. So I will be the first presenter. Before we start, we have to know what is slum. So a slum is predominantly an overcrowded area which is an advanced stage of decay where dwellings are unfit for human habitations. It is like area where the basic amenities like water supply, drainage, standard livings are lacking, incinerating conditions prevail and disease flourish. However, increased urbanizations and this inadequacy in the provisions and upkeep of housing and infrastructure are the major contributors to environmental degradations in the cities. So this includes lead to exposure to air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution, and a natural disaster.
Assalamualaikum to Dr. Shawal and everyone. My name is MOHAMAD HAIZAL and I will present on the first impact of slum, which is air pollution. Okay, firstly, air pollution can be defined when there is contamination of indoor or outdoor environment by presence of harmful substance that change the nature of the atmosphere. Next, air pollution has a number of different emission sources. These start from a big scale such as industrial process, the use of transportation, until the smaller one by smoking tobacco. Besides from the human activity, air pollution can also triggered by natural source such as volcanic eruption that emit harmful substances. Moreover, the air pollution has a variety impacts on environment and humans especially. Air pollutants that enter our body can affect trachea, which result in voice disturbance. In addition, it can also cause cancer in our lung if being inhaled continuously. Currently, there are more than 1.1 billion tobacco users globally. So just imagine how much air pollutant are surrounded on us every day. Last but not least, air pollution in the context of slum, mostly it comes from the choice on household fuels. For example, a part of slum society in India are using dirty cooking stove and fuels. Those dirty fuels have been contribute to high emission of air pollutant. Moreover, part of India society that live in the area, they live in the kucha house, which made from mud, bamboo and polythene that absorb smoke and other pollutants. And study has shows that they mostly use biomass fuel. At the end, the result is majority of them have a respiratory system problem in their lung. That's all from me. I will pass to ZAIRUL to continue with the presentation. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad ZAIRUL SYAZRIN bin HAMIDON. So we proceed to the next impacts of slums, which is the water pollution. So, water, sanitation and hygiene are important aspects of human health and development since clean water is very needed for the daily life, especially for drinking. So, due to rapid urbanization, most water issues have happened in slum regions. As a result, most of the activities and daily life of people who live in slums have caused severe water pollution day by day. So today, 1 out of 3 people in the developing countries live in slums. The people in slums lack access to basic sanitation, amenities and services. So the lack and unavailability of these basic things have caused negative consequences. And one of the consequences is towards the water resources. So this is where it leads to polluted water due to lack of access to proper toilet as well as proper drainage and sewage system in slum areas. apart from that, according to the World Health Organization (WHO), polluted water and poor sanitation, poor water supply and hygiene have caused around 80% of infections and diseases, as well as 1 out of every 4 deaths. So in this regard, polluted water and poor sanitation in slum areas are the major causes of many infectious diseases, especially among the children under the age of 5. For examples, this including the diseases like cholera, hepatitis, typhoid, polio, and so on. So all of these diseases has the relationship with the human excreta and lack of sufficient basic sanitation, as well as water cleanliness.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. Shawal and to my fellow friends. My name is Muhammad Shafiq bin NASIR and I will explain about impact of slum, which is land pollution. So the first point is effect on human health. So poverty and starvation are not confined to Philippine seasonal workers. So undernourishment is endemic and increased among most of these 7,100 island archipelago, and is aggravated by intestinal parasites and gastrointestinal disorder, which rob youngsters of 5 to 10% of the nutritional value of the food they do ingest. So many individuals eat with their fingers in rural areas and city slum. This is according by Ravenholt on 1982. So according to Philippine Ministry of Health, approximately half of all infant and child deaths are related to malnutrition, which is compounded by diarrhea, measles, and malaria. So birth order of family size and between pregnancies affect a newborn's odds of survival. Moreover, land pollution also occurs. Soil pollution affect on wildlife and also contribute to air and water pollution. In the following circumstances, land contamination could impact slum dwellers because the region is overcrowded and unclean. So the polluted lands, throwing trash clothes can cause soil to absorb rubbish pollutants. Because they use the river for drinking and cooking, the chemicals spread into it. So the solid waste dumping on land or land pollution is plainly apparent to the public, especially when garbage and refuse collection is minimal or ineffective. So land contamination is caused by the entrance of solid waste materials such as organic waste from town or markets, home and industrial solid waste, and environmentally persistent items such as plastic. So garbage dump attract insect, bugs, and disease-carrying rodents such as rats, cockroach, and so on. So agriculture chemical like fertilizer and insecticide contaminate the soil and contribute to water contamination. So that was focused on the point air and water pollution. So about the wildlife, I already explained about the cockroach, rat. They attract from the rubbish they throw on the land. They attract this kind of parasite, this kind of pests, and so on. So that's all for the land pollution. Thank you.
Greetings to all, my name is Afiqah and I will now explain to you guys on the impact of slums toward our Mother Earth. The rapid expansion of urban slums around the world, combined with the extreme weathers, has connecting to the impact of climate change. So it has raised the potential of mega disasters such as deadly floods and cyclones. The urban poor, particularly those who are living in slums, they do rely on the informal sectors for a living since they have limited access to formal employment. It has forcing them to relocate to unsafe and disaster-prone areas. These slums locations are frequently found and built near bodies of water, marshy terrains, and low-lying areas. One of the huge natural disaster incidents has occurred in Manila. Tropical storms Ondoy, which produced flooding in Metro Manila, has triggered not only for the human being but as in ecosystem as a whole, as the disaster has affected about 993,000 families or 4.4 million people. So this flooding caused a significant hardship for the poor who live in slums area, because during the floods, most of the household are powerless to do anything, it limiting their ability to buy food or pay expenses, including those for children's education and healthcare, which resulting a negative impacts in their life. So that's it from me. Pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
So for the conclusion, many countries are unable to adequately address the rising urbanizations of their states. So their cities are receiving an increasing number of slums. As we know, slums area have the potential to cause significant environmental pollution. And the government and other responsible parties should be more proactive, and the society also should be concerned with these problems.